Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Back Ash Reacts, where we watch over pageantry art videos and react to them and give her commentary about stuff. And in honor of Indoor, we're going to watch some winter groups. So we're going to watch one today. Zach. No, not Zach. Zach's not big missile.
No.
Sorry. Will is. So, Will, who or what are we watching today?
All right. Well, we're going to go back a little bit and watch 2013 Aimachi Shadow Ninja Warrior Esco. I can't speak Japanese.
See, please help me. I'm trying to get canceled. Oh, God. We're not.
But anyways, all right.
First it was Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then it was Aimachi.
No, look, Giannis can't pronounce his own name. I don't care what Anyway, listen, I love Asian culture for real though, because of that, seriously, one reason why I actually picked this, because I mean, it's so creative on so many levels. It's not even funny. I love martial arts and things like that, and the fact that they came through and put together a show of this caliber, man. I mean, when you see it, if you've not seen it, it is something to almost awe at because of the creativity. It did cause some controversy during the season, with a lot of people, and they weren't upset, and people tried to say, well, they didn't do this and they didn't do that and blah, blah, blah. We don't really have to get into it if we don't want to, but
you're going to see it.
Yeah, you'll see what I mean. But man, it's just the stuff that they brought out, the way it looked, and just their sound is it's amazing to me. I always loved it, and we haven't seen them quite in a while. I do know Aimachi's color guard was going through the color guard circuit for a while. For a while, they I think they did flip flop. They would do like a year on and off, and each year on and off they were also flip flop the guard between the drum line. But it's expensive to do that because they're coming from Chicoya, Japan. And so you got to think about how that works. And then for the percussion, they are connected to people here in the States is how they get their instruments here. So it's a lot to coordinate. It's a lot to figure out. So I understand why the group doesn't come out. And didn't Aimachi do wins?
They did wins. The first year, I think the first year it came out, or maybe the first 2 years it came out, they did a wins group.
Yeah, amazing.
They kind of set the stage for. We'll probably watch that win show. We probably will.
I think I'm trying to search. Yeah, they if I'm not mistaken, this group's name, they help pave way for other groups to come from the I don't know if it's Japan also, but a group. Remember a group called Max Percussion? Mm-hmm. They were the other
from Indonesia, I believe.
Yeah. So it was another group. So it was so cool that Aimachi helped get other groups excited to say, hey, let's go compete over there as well. So
that makes it truly a world champion.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not just the United States champion.
And I just saw something today where the UK is bringing back the regionals over there. So
that'd be dope.
So hopefully, as things start to come back down a little bit, and maybe some costs start to drop, we start to see some of these international groups come over. Because I always love to see them come over because they are so appreciative to be here. And we'll talk about that later, but I want to get into this show.
Yeah, let's hit it.
So, if you want to watch this on your own, I'm going to put a link up there, but of course it'll be on our screen so you can watch it. But yeah, it's Aimachi 2013. It's something different. Zach, this is a fresh read for you, right?
Yes.
All right. So you get to experience what we experienced the first time.
If I pass out, you know why?
You might. You're either going to pass out or you're going to have lots of questions.
Yeah, one of the two.
One of the two.
It's a lot happening.
Okay.
Yeah, so
let's do this.
So, as always, I will say 3, 2, 1, play. When I say play, you hit the button. We're starting right from the beginning. Going to get right back into it. So, here we go. Aimachi 2013. Shadow Ninja Shadow. Shadows of Ninja. Shadow Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Shadow Warrior.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Okay, here we go.
Teenage Mutant.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tsukino Ensemble no Shutaruwa.
I was close.
Ninja Shadow Warrior desu. Nippon Nagoya kara irashai mashita. Yokoso Aimachi.
Did they bring their own announcer, or did he have to practice that?
No, he got to practice.
They take the floor in finals competition.
He practiced that.
I like it.
No,
I nailed it.
Good for you.
Nowhere near close. I love how they move too. Like not just in this type of stuff, but just in general. Because it's like a fresh style of play. To this day, they still have one of my favorite front ensembles.
We gotta watch the ice show.
Oh my gosh, that ice show, unreal.
I'm done.
Their accuracy, you haven't even seen it. They're so precise. Imagine trying to put this drill together.
I'm not doing it.
At all. Irrefusable. Look how they're throwing it. You gotta throw it precise.
Not a drop. Not today.
No. Will not.
So much happening.
It's so much. Cause you toss a drum on the wrong beat.
Boy. Okay, girl.
Right.
All I can do is shake my head.
It's outrageous, dude.
It looks just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. And switching out.
So much spinning.
Just wait for it.
Ooh.
I'm just.
Yeah. Just gonna step on. Yeah.
Oh.
Aimachi from Nagoya, Japan. Under the direction of Kiyokazu Seitine.
Not the standing O at the house.
Oh man. I will standing O in my kitchen any day for that.
Dude, when it happened in that time, during that time, listen, when I tell you it caused so much controversy.
Better get your fifth.
Yeah. It didn't even matter, bro. It didn't even matter.
Bye.
Click out. I'm done. I'm not doing it, bruh.
Fifth.
I'm pretty sure that was fifth.
In that,
now.
It was either fifth or fourth because it didn't matter.
It didn't
wait,
matter.
it might have been third actually.
2013?
It might have.
No.
What was it?
They were six.
They were six.
2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were six.
6.
Bye.
Okay. So yeah, it must have been. You know what? I bet it was Ice when they medaled.
Ice is when they medaled, and they should have won.
Yeah.
So
it was,
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
That had to have at least. Did they get fan favorite? Like they come all the way over here for nothing.
I think they may have at least gotten that because like people were hot. Like it's like I'm telling you, man, it was so much controversy over that show, and people just went up and down and up and down and up and down about it. That's why I like. People talk so much about the trifecta and being clean and having to, complete the triad. You got to make sure this is happening. There are 3 captions. You got to do all of this and jazz. There was so much talk about them not marching and playing, even though theoretically they did. They had segments where they did march. They crab stepped, it marched, and still played, but it's not counted because a lot of people say they still didn't have a harness on. And I said, okay, first of all, for me, what they did is by far harder than anything with a harness.
That was going to be my question. Okay, I never played any flats, so I don't have the hands for that. I barely had hands to play bass, but I cannot picture that not wearing that and physically having that drum on you is easy because I was just thinking, like, I thought about that. All the snares were the exact same height. Mm-hmm. All of those players were not the same height. Mm-hmm. So they're making adjustments based on their actual height to try and match everybody else.
And for me, I'm like, it's okay to disagree, but like I said, in my opinion, that's harder than wearing a drum. Because if you're watching that show and you're talking about, because I tell people, I was like, if it's that easy for somebody to do, I want you to do it on the first try without practicing. Don't practice because it's that easy, right? Mm-hmm. Watch the video when they are moving. Well, they are moving in and out. They are switching spots. They are doing all this stuff while they're still playing, and they're supposed to be clean during that. So I tell people, I was like, you tell me which one is really harder, because if you can control your own drum, because with that harness, you've got fully control of that drum to yourself.
If you miss, or don't go to your dot or whatever, that drum's still in front of you.
Yeah.
If you don't go to your dot perfectly, that drum's going to be off center.
It's going to do something
from where you're botting.
You're relying on somebody else to move your drum for you. And it's like I said, man, it's a lot of up and down.
Oh,
I agree on certain ends.
I'll take. Here we go. We're gonna get canceled for this, probably. Who knows? If the complaint was that they are not marching and playing at the same time, what are we talking about as far as the activity and DCI is doing today? How many groups are really marching and playing at the same time to the majority of their show now?
Not the majority. You definitely can't say that for the majority. There's a lot of groups who are not doing that the majority of the time.
Yes.
I'll give you a few groups who still do.
So that's going to be the complaint about that. All them same people better be giving some of these other groups sixth place.
Here's what I'll say. Well, and I went back and I looked at that year. That was the Man in an Arena show for Rhythm X.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't beating that.
No.
Riverside was second, but I don't know what that show was. I didn't want to listen to it while we were talking because I didn't want to miss anything. And then third place is Mystique with that burlesque, with the burlesque show. It wasn't a burlesque show, but basically about a boudoir.
Taboo.
There it was.
Yeah. Listen, I know. I say the same thing. That's why I say.
But that show was that Aimachi show was ahead of its time.
It was.
That's ridiculous.
It was too ahead of its time. That show today, the way that it's written today, that would wreck shop.
That would hurt a lot of people.
Because now they would get all that body work that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because while they're not moving all the time, marching, they put body work to everything.
Yes. You telling me you're going to jump up on top of the cart and play this stupid stuff with one hand under your leg and while you're tossing a baton 37 feet in the air and bye.
That show was ahead of its time. Today, that show would compete for a top.
Did it just go over people's heads, and that's why?
I honestly, I really think it boiled down to was they weren't marching and playing.
Yeah.
I honestly think because first of all, that pit is one of the most musical pits that has ever graced.
Stupid.
DCI.
Period.
I mean WGI or DCI.
I mean, there were some times where they dropped their volume down. It's like somebody hit the mute button and brought it right back up, just like that.
And they always do that. They always do that.
And I've said it for years. I said that I've only had two top. There's never been anybody to catch these two, and it's always been Museum Mystique and Aimachi's front ensembles. I said I haven't seen anybody, in my opinion, top those two. If you're talking about a musical aspect, because you got a lot of groups out here who play a lot of fast notes. I don't care about none of them fast notes. I don't care about none of them fast notes, because if you care about them fast notes, then you got to throw away every rap group you play, every R&B artist you play, because you ain't singing none of them notes. You want musical stuff, right? You want to hear a melody. You want to hear something happen and all this kind of stuff. So the fast stuff is cool. Okay, I get a little bit impressed out there. But give me something I'm going to hum out the doorway. Yeah. So I've always said that Aimachi, their front is just out every year. The ice year, the drum roll year when they did that.
Oh, yeah. That was the name of that show.
Remember that show too? Yeah. So... But that was one of the highest points of why that show didn't do what it did, because the people they just didn't march and play. They didn't put the drum on or anything like that.
Somebody's probably butthurt about the color guard.
That too, more than likely. And I was like, and you can still probably make an argument that they weren't as clean, which is okay, whatever. But at the same time, like I said, if the intent is not definitely there, I don't know what you're gonna say. Because that's why I tell somebody, I was like, if it's that easy, I want somebody to do it on the first try without any practice and do exactly what they did and be clean on the first rep. Because that's ridiculous. That's hard. You're going to practice that, what Aimachi did, and you can't tell me you don't need to practice that more than actually wearing a drum. Yeah. That's ridiculous. You got to toss this drum to me on beat at the right angle, and it has to hit here. Or if we're going to have collisions there was not one single drum collision in that show.
And
imagine a rehearsal.
I remember talking to you about this, man. If there's a little bump in the floor, that whole shit.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, it has to, visually, it has to be one of the most difficult shows that year.
It reminds me of Ayala with the chairs.
That too.
Oh,
that type of precision, like everything had to go exactly right.
That right there. I just sat and watched like this.
Yeah, that's all you can do with that Aimachi show, the
Ayala show.
That show. There's no way I'm designing that.
Why was I so mesmerized by chairs?
Because it's dumbfounded the way they did it and the way they did drill between it. And like I said, if you don't have a chair in time, it's somebody on the floor.
I don't think I breathed or blinked or my pores even moved the first time I saw that. I was just so
But it's just like I said, man. I'm not knocking the triad and the P's and Q's and all that stuff because that Rhythm X show was outrageous.
Oh,
by far deserved to win.
Yeah, that Midland Arena show was
not arguing that one bit.
Yeah,
it's just some of the downplay you heard others say for that show. and whatnot. It was like I said, it had to be the most controversial show that year.
Because everybody was just like, I remember the year they came in third. Like I said, they were 6 that year. But the year they came in third, like you heard, I feel like you heard boos first.
Yeah.
We were there for that. We were in the audience for that.
Yeah, we were.
And I felt like there were boos first, and then they were just like, and then it just turned into cheers. And I alluded to this before the video started. They, like I said, they are so grateful just to be there.
Just to be there, because they were.
It didn't matter in every year, because the 2 years after that, the years after that when they came, I think they were 6 both times. But whenever they said their name, they were just smiling. You would have thought they won the thing.
Yeah.
You would have thought they won it all.
Because if you go back and if there is any kind of video for the reward ceremony, if you look at me, it's just like she said, they're all smiling. And I've heard before, like some of their staff only teach the kids so many words in English to understand, like when to go and when their name is called or awards stuff. So like during awards, they didn't have a clue. Because I seriously don't think they knew as a majority what was going on or what happened. They just knew their name got called because they're trained to hear Aimachi or whatever. But the audience and everybody else in the set, we knew better. Because when we heard through, everybody was like, "Oh hell no!" It was like, So, but you correct. Yes, there's a slight boo in the beginning, but then there's cheers because I think what happened is everybody looked at Aimachi and realized that they weren't affected.
No, they were just happy.
So we changed for them in a sense.
And just the amount of love that everybody gave them, like audience members, the people on the floor, because I mean, WGI, you're on a retreat, it's more intimate. Like everybody's cramming on that floor. So like, man, they confetti, everything goes off and everybody's there and hugging up and dapping up. And
it's a moment.
Just watching them walk down the steps to get in line on the videos they're just so happy to be there. And then to be that great, like to be that memorable,
that's why I miss them, man. I've been wanting to come back for so many years now. I miss them.
It was awesome, and that show, like that's why we kept, we joke around and say, well, next they're gonna hover or levitate or the whole ground's gonna light up, because I wanted to see them after the lighting world got in effect.
Yeah, I did too.
Because I'm just like, all that technology in Japan
over there,
I knew
it too.
I'm like, I know they got something they can whip out, man, and they just never made it back.
Like I said, it's hard, man. That's a journey. Overseas, like that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Yeah.
Because like you said, it was every other year they bring the drum line and swap the guard, and then they stopped that, and then brought they did the Winds group a couple of years, and then that's been it. So, but yeah, like, such a good show. It's those shows that make me really, really, really like the indoor world, because it's so. I mean, it's so open. It's just
yeah.
So, well, tell us what you thought in the comments below. What did you think about the show? Do you think, if you watched that season, if you're aware of that season, did you think it should have finished higher? Or do you think it finished right where it needed to? Because, like I said, there was lots of controversy about it when they first did it. Machi's Win Group came over in 2016 in Rec Shop.
And wrecked, yeah. It's like, okay.
That show was.
Yeah.
That show.
I'm ready for that React episode.
That show was. I was just like, "What you ain't finna do?"
Oh man,
they got dang color guard. Ugh.
Oh Lord!
I don't even
say you might watch a few. We might watch a few Aimachi things. Just be prepared, but it's well worth it.
I'm telling you,
it's well worth it. Yeah, they came over that one year, and that was it. I was like, all right, we out. We won. We're done.
Yeah, they did.
Came over and handled business.
That's what you got to do sometimes. But you know what? We did what we came to do. It's been nice. Konnichiwa, bitches. So yeah, they need to come on back over.
Mm-hmm.
But like Rhythm X, don't get it twisted.
What?
We are the ones who knock, all right? So, all right. Well, make sure you follow us on all social media outlets: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. We're on there, and then you can also listen to our podcast on Anchor.fm as well as Spotify. So, for Will and Chris, not Chris, Zach.
Chris is not here.
Chris is here in spirit, though.
He's here in spirit.
Oh man, he missed a good one.
His ghost is fine.
He missed a good one.
Snooze and lose.
Yeah. Get the stuff done, man. But anyway, my name's Cedric. This has been another episode of On the Backhash Reacts. Make sure you guys take care of each other. Enjoy the holiday season, and we will hear and see you guys soon. All right, see ya.
Peace.